So artificial intelligence would refer to technologies that in a way could mimic the capacity of humans and could perform some tasks. To be specific, these are repetitive tasks or tasks that we do on an everyday thing in the same manner. And the thing is, it adds convenience to us because the mundane task other people the technology can now perform it. However, the thing is, what if the task that we do, most of the tasks that we do are repetitive? What will happen to us? So that's the question there. So we know of different countries already that adopt AI technologies, and at the moment we still have narrow AI, or they could just perform specific function. However, we see or we envision a future, even if other experts would say, like the big people like Elon Musk, we envision a future wherein AI would be rampant. And so really the big question there is, are we prepared for that future? What happens to people who are doing repetitive tasks, jobs that... Well, there are already, for example, in the field of finance, previously when people try to apply for a loan, usually it's also experts who are looking into that. But now you can have technologies that could run some machine learning models, and it's the technology that will decide whether a person will be a good payer or a defaulter in nature. And then you also have countries like Singapore, Father, right? Wherein they already have driverless cars. Now we have there's also a vision that probably later on goods will be delivered by these technologies.
As Paolo had mentioned, one of the immediate effects of the deployment of artificial intelligence, the effect is on the loss of jobs. And when there is loss of jobs, there's going to be a cascading effect in society. The breakdown of society, the breakdown of relationships eventually. So, and when there's employment, there's going to be poverty. There will be dislocations, and etc. And that's where the church is concerned. When there's poverty, when there's dislocation, when families are affected, the economy is affected. So it becomes now an ethical issue, a moral issue. So that's why the church, in a sense, is concerned about artificial intelligence. If it is not responsible, it does not see the person first before the machines. So if from a moral perspective we give more value to the machines rather than people, then there's something wrong in how we look at society and we look at people. As a matter of fact, I would go a little bit further, that the pandemic that we are in might trigger the rise of artificial intelligence. Tungod sa lockdown, tungod sa continuous economic dislocation because people are not working, the capitalist, the businessman might kind of be forced or might be influenced to create more machines rather than people. So AI might even accelerate. So ang COVID makabulig mag-accelerate sa AI, and that's where most of the people are not looking at the possibility that this COVID might even accelerate the further dislocation and the further deployment of machines and AI in society. And so that's why the church is concerned about. As a matter of fact, it's not only Colegio de San Agustin, but the Vatican. The Vatican we have this office called the Pontifical Academy for Life, and they have already organized an international conference also on the ethical use of AI. As a matter of fact, IBM and the big companies in the world are also involved in coming up with responsible and ethical use of artificial intelligence. So in a sense, Bacolod San Agustin Bacolod is one of the schools that is trying to join the Vatican, the Catholic Church, in spreading this concern about the creeping concern about irresponsible use of AI?
So we're going to have an international conference on artificial intelligence. This will be held online, and it's on April 12 to 16 for the live session. So I think earlier we've mentioned who the speakers are. We have Sir Nick Perlas. Sir Nick is an international author on books on artificial intelligence, both the good and the bad. And we also have Sir Boyd Collins, who is an information scientist who provide training on applications, some computer software. We also have a data scientist from the University of California, San Diego, Sir Dean Barron. We also have a researcher and a big data analyst, Dr. Jose Tiago da Silva Lopez from the University of Tokyo. And we also have Sister Ilia Delio, a theologian and at the same time a scientist, so who will be talking on this thing. So we would like to invite you to join us in this international conference so that in a way we could further our awareness on artificial intelligence, both its benefits and negative externalities.